Hi, everybody. Mark Trowbridge from our Coral Gables Chamber of Commerce, and great to be with you on this Tuesday afternoon. And as always, I'm joined by the incredible, the handsome, the particulate Grant Miller. Grant Miller here!
Grant Miller here!
Grant, I know you're riding high after a great lunch today with Mayor Francis Suarez. Congratulations. Always great to be with you. I think it's the largest crowd I've seen for one of those lunches yet.
It was totally impressive. It was, for Mayor Suarez, he was out of his circle. That's not City of Miami.
We're down in Pinecrest and, out of his comfort zone.
Yeah, he had mayors of South Miami all the way down.
I think there were 5 mayors there. I saw Sally Phillips from South Miami. I saw Tim Meerbot, Joe Corradino.
Elvis was running for mayor in Homestead.
Right. And then
Karen sent her regards. She had a prior engagement.
Karen Cunningham, yeah.
And then we had it was a great event. But forget about the event. Let's talk about something more important. Halloween. What are you dressing up as?
Well, I've already been in one costume.
Where?
I went as Elton John. I went to the Beaux-Arts Gala and Ball a couple of weekends ago.
No, you didn't invite me.
I was by myself. I was the master of ceremonies with Cynthia Demas. And she dressed as Holly Golightly, Audrey Hepburn in that little black dress. And I was Elton John because the theme was legends, muses, and icons.
Wow. And where was the event held again?
At a place called the Thalata Estate.
Oh, yes.
I had never been there before. It's down in Palmetto Bay and very lovely. And Beaux-Arts, as you know, raises money for the Beaux-Arts Festival, for programs in Title I schools, for art programs, and for the Low Art Museum at the University of Miami. I'm an honorary member, and I've been the MC the last probably 3, maybe 4 years. So great to be with them. Everybody dresses up with the theme, and then they compete for glory and recognition. So,
yeah, I saw some things on Facebook. It was great.
Did you see my picture?
I didn't see it.
A sequin number channeling my inner Elton John and really cool glasses. I should have worn those today.
So what's today, by the way?
Today is National Pumpkin Day. That's why we were playing 1979 by Smashing Pumpkins. And if you're a fan of Halloween or a fan of Thanksgiving, then the Great Pumpkin is, well, your jam. So I love pumpkin pie, pumpkin bread, pumpkin muffins, pumpkin soup, all things pumpkin. So in Miami Springs, we have a little pumpkin patch put on by the Poinciana Methodist Church, and I'm there about every other day checking in on the baked goods. I went last night and picked up a loaf of pumpkin bread.
Was it good?
I haven't had it yet, but I got pumpkin muffins for the staff the other day, and I don't get there early enough to get a pumpkin pie. They sell out really early, and I bought 3 or 4 different pumpkins.
Today is my day. National what?
Mule Day.
That's it.
You're not a mule. You might be a little stubborn now and then. That Michael Miller, no, he's stubborn.
And what we got? National Day of what? What's the other one?
I don't know.
Deployed Day?
Oh yeah, we honor our troops that are deployed overseas. National Deployment Day. So it's a big day here today, October 26th. And you had a great lunch. We have our show today. We're hosting a consular event tonight with the International Trade Consortium in Pepe Diaz at the Plaza.
Wait, the new hotel?
The Lowe's is not quite open yet, but the office tower is. And so our friends at Agave.
What time?
It's at 5:30.
Thanks for the invite.
Well, you're very welcome to join us. The invite list is the ITCs, but we help put it together. So come on by at 5:30. You'll be my personal guest.
That's on the north side.
It's on the west side. No, sorry, east side of Ponce Circle Park.
Oh, it's on the other side.
It's on the other side.
Where that little house is.
That's right. The little house from up.
All right, let's hear. How was your weekend?
Gosh, it feels like the weekend was so long ago. I mean, Monday was a really long day yesterday. Why? I don't know why. Monday's always my get up and go. So it's off to the gym at 6:15.
You worked out yesterday and today.
I did. I always do Monday, Tuesday because I want to push my body on Monday, Tuesday. So Mondays is always a edge cycle class. So I go early enough to do about 30 minutes on the treadmill and then down to the cycle class. And Nessa does a great job. We're up out of the saddle, back in the saddle. And we are doing the 3 S's: strength, stamina, and speed. And I'm much better in the speed because I can get those RPMs up Stamina, that comes at the end of the 3 blocks, a little tougher. And then Tuesdays, I'm with Omar. He pushes me hard as my 1 of 2 training sessions during the week. So today we did a combination of legs and some core. And we did this exercise that I haven't done in a long time, that he apologized before. He said, I'm pushing you. We did the ropes. So 2 long ropes, those heavy ropes, and I had to slam them for 30 seconds at a time.
Like this.
Yeah, kind of like undulating and slamming them down onto the floor. And then I get a minute break in between. My heart was pounding.
Do you get nervous?
No. I mean, I think early on, because I didn't know enough about some of the exercises. Now I've moved and graduated up enough that I'm, laying on a bench and I'm working with the big barbell and pushing up. Not a lot of weight today. I think today was maybe 60 pounds, but I don't have that sort of, comfort level yet. So, but
in weightlifting or any exercise, you got to get comfortable. Once you're comfortable, you can do more. You get
yeah,
stronger.
So that was the first time with that and the rope. So he's adding new things. We did, a bunch of squats. I did a lot of ring rows, and last week he had me doing some of the exercises while sitting on one of those balls. So you're working on your core.
That's tough.
Very tough. And then, typically we didn't do them today, but typically do a series of planks. And when I started those, I was doing 15 seconds. Now I'm up 45 seconds.
Well, question for men. I don't know about women. Do you measure your weight for your answer? Do you measure how your pants fit, your shirt fit, how you look in the mirror? What's the most important right now?
I'd say that's evolving for me. So for me, it used to be always what the scale said. But, I weigh in every Tuesday morning, and like between last week and this week, I gained almost a pound, and it's the same scale. And so, my first reaction is, and then, they also chart your body fat and your muscle mass. And my muscle mass was up, my body fat down. So that's a good pound. It's muscle.
Right. So it's exciting.
Yeah. I've lost over 4% of my body fat since I started working out, and
I have my
muscles are much more meaty and weighty. So
before the luncheon today, I had a cookie, a blondie. Then after, I had 2 ice creams from Anna Capri, and then I went by an ice cream place too. I was in the mood for a little energy.
I guess so. I never eat at the luncheon because I get there and then there's usually some
You got to work you got to work the tables.
And I talk to people and check in with people. There's not a great cross section of Gableites that are at that event.
That's good for you.
Yeah. So I see a lot of folks that are south and more south. So everybody's very lovely and welcoming, and I appreciate it. I saw Baldwin English today from FPL, and he's chairing Chamber South. I was thinking, Brittany's having an event. Maybe it's tomorrow with her 4 mayors.
Tomorrow at 7:30.
Yeah.
So bright and early. All right. Disappointing. Okay. No Gator game.
We had a week off. Probably a good time for a week off. We'd had a rough 2 out of 3 weeks with just some disappointing losses, and our team needs some time to heal up, and we've got a big game on Saturday against Georgia. Always tough. And not just because it's a rivalry game, but because Georgia's number 1. We will have played 2 number 1 teams already this season. We played Alabama, close game, 2-point loss, and now they're still top 5, and then we'll play Georgia, the number 1 team. I don't know many teams that play 2 number 1s in the heart of their
usually
SEC
maybe begin
schedule.
of the season, end of the season.
Yeah, I'm trying to think maybe who else in the, because you got crossovers there. So I don't know if there's any other team that's playing Alabama and Georgia besides us.
All right, let's talk about the other second favorite team, the Hurricanes.
Tennessee probably, but they'll lose both those games. The Hurricanes pulled one out. It was interesting because there had been a pretty lengthy Herald story where I guess Blake James was asked the question regarding Manny's future, and he said what I think most ADs would say: listen, we're constantly evaluating and giving feedback, and that's the stance that we're in. And a lot of college coaches, when they get into season 3, it's do or die.
This new camera that Michael put in shows my bald spot, so I really appreciate it, Michael.
I think you noticed that.
Okay, thank you, Michael.
Do you think Michael's doing that?
No.
He has a lovely full head of hair, that Michael Miller.
Okay, so we got to talk about Manny and Blake James. They paid a lot of money to get him away from that college, correct?
Yeah, he had signed with Temple as their new head coach, and within a week, maybe even less, Mark Richt decided to step down and retire, and they decided, well, Manny was the guy all along, and so they had to pay, I don't think the full buyout, but some level of that
couple
buyout.
million.
And then, Miami coaches do well. They're not ever at the top of the food chain like the Nick Sabans and when Urban was coaching.
And how much did your coach at Florida get? $5 million, $6 million?
Dan is probably in that range. He's certainly not at the top of the
food chain.
SEC. Like I was surprised that Ed Ogeron's buyout was pretty hefty.
Yeah. So, but let's finish with Manny.
Mm-hmm.
They paid $2 million there. His contract,
couple million.
Couple million. So,
and I don't know if they're still paying anything to Al Golden. I mean, Mark retired, but there probably was some.
Yeah, I think it was a mutual agreement.
Some consideration still owed to him or the assistant coaches.
People think Florida. How many students are there?
About 50,000.
And how many students are in Miami?
Oh, probably undergrad and grad, maybe 16.
Right. So University of Miami is a small school.
Yeah.
People think it's a big school.
Or suburban, mid-sized suburban.
So.
Is that a very important call? Would you like us to pause the show?
No, I can't turn this phone off.
Oh, jeez. It's like an Amber Alert every 2 seconds.
Let's talk about your other favorite team, the Dolphins.
Well, I'm frustrated for our Dolphins, going over to London and losing to a winless team. That's tough. Coming back and playing decent against the Falcons, but, just the defense didn't hunker down there and they kicked a field goal to win it. And those are the real heartbreakers. The blowouts, I think you react differently and you regroup and reshore, but you lose a close game.
It hurts.
It can hurt. I think that hurt Miami early on in the season. They lost 2 or 3 really close games, University of Miami, and that was tough. The Virginia game, North Carolina. But, it's a great win over a ranked team, and we'll see what they can do against Pitt. Pitt's a ranked team. They've been running over everybody, including Clemson. That's on the road, I think, in cold weather. So Miami will probably have a struggle this weekend, but then they'll be back home for homecoming. I'll be there against Georgia Tech. It's Coral Gables Day at the University of Miami, and so we'll be there representing our chamber and Coral Gables.
So are you in a box or something?
Yeah, usually I'm invited to the president's box. He's incredibly hospitable. It's great to see.
What's his name?
Julio Frank, Dr. Julio Frank.
Doctor, you can invite me too if you like.
I'm allowed to bring a +1.
Ooh, wow.
Would you like to be my +1?
We'll talk about that later.
Remember, there are 5 rules when you're in the suite. Number 1, no profanity. Number 2, don't go and drink and come back because it's a dry box. So don't leave and buy liquor or beer and then come back.
Okay.
Number 3, don't wear the colors of the opposing team. You may wear neutral, but preferably orange and green. And then there's a couple of other rules. I think it's great because you know what the expectations are. And they treat you really lovely.
So you went to the car show this weekend.
I did. Thank you so much for the invite. My nephew loves car shows, and we got out there early around 10:15. It was already busy. Some of the big manufacturers were missing, like Mercedes and Audi, but great to see, Ford there, Dodge. There's a company that owns 3 or 4 European brands like Fiat that had a really cool display area. I love seeing the Jeeps. I love that Grand Wagoneer.
I drove it.
That's a great car. And probably most importantly, people were out comfortable. So they asked you to wear a mask when you were inside. No problem. Lots of guys with their kids.
That's
kind of a dad and son, dad and daughter. And then they had a whole area of classic cars.
That was big.
90% of which I would not fit in, but they look cool. Some of those cars were like $250,000, like a restored little MG, or an awesome,
they had a lot of Datsuns there.
Awesome Corvette. What I noticed was a lot of small crossover SUVs. So even like a Mustang, I think, has kind of an SUV feel to it. It's a new vehicle. I hadn't seen that before. We've gotten away from, I think, the minivan world. I only saw one minivan that was in the Dodge area. They had an F-150 I loved. I used to drive an F-150, the big dog, like the King Canyon Ranch. And they had a beautiful Lariat 4-door beautiful leather. I mean, you know what else I noticed?
What?
Second row bucket seats, captain's chairs, if you will. I was when I was getting my Mercedes back in July and I placed it on order, I didn't pay enough attention, but my 2 back seats are captain's chairs. And at first I thought, oh, I don't know. I think they're amazing. Now I don't sit back there, but when you take people with you, they like that kind of, chair like you're up
Ron
front.
McGill special ordered a car for 2022. I don't know which kind, but there's only like 1,500 of them made across the country. That's great.
Well, Ron's a tall guy like I am, so he needs a car that's going to...
Like you? You're 6 what?
Be 6'3.5".
How tall is Ron?
He's probably 6'7".
We went to school together.
I was sitting next to him today after we introduced the mayor, and he's just a great guy. I love the tease on him. He's got such a great laugh that if my singular goal is to make him laugh, it really makes my day. So good stuff.
So which gala did you just go to? Did you just go to...
Community Foundation hosted their gala on Saturday night. I had to pick and choose. I was very fortunate to be invited by Doctors Hospital. Thanks, Elsa. Thanks, Javier. They hosted it in their executive dining room, doctor's dining room. And it was nice. Always great to catch up. And I bought a couple of auction items.
Like what?
Abraham I got, no, nothing cool like that. I got a $500 gift certificate to Jackson Maximus, one of our members, so I can have 5 dress shirts made, which I need because mine are too big.
$100 a shirt made.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
I think that's why it's a great deal. So I got that 2-night stay at the Pullman Hotel where I can do a little staycation. That's over there by Blue Lagoon.
Yeah. It's
really lovely hotel. And I can do that when I just want a little break from the home team. Or if I have family in town, I can put them up there as well.
Your mom?
Probably not my mom. That wouldn't be her thing. She would travel here, but I don't think she'd want to stay in a hotel. My nephew's turning 18. When is your mom
coming to visit us?
I just don't think that's happening. She's about to turn 84 in 2 weeks, and that's just.
Do you remember when you thought that was old?
I still think it's old. I find my mother very charming for 83, but she can be a handful. We had a conversation last night,
You talked about us?
No, we talked about, she sometimes gets irritated because she thinks you've blocked her from this show. But the conversation, she was trying to tell me a story about Tom Brady, and I said, Mom, that's not my thing. She goes, well, I'm sorry if I bored you. I said, you've been on the phone with me for 38 minutes.
You bored me 37 minutes ago.
I feel like, we've had plenty of ground to cover.
Okay, so Saturday, November 27th. I love this day.
Small Business Saturday. We haven't picked our kickoff location. But I have a couple of ideas, and so I'll be working with Erica. If the Pure Water Factory is open and ready, I hope Elliot might host us. Coconut Grove? No, that's here on the Mile.
Oh, it is.
That's Elliot and his partner.
I didn't know they open a warehouse somewhere else. Yeah.
Last year we were at Jay's because it was their 75th. So
those 2 guys work really hard for this thing. I'm impressed by those 2 guys, Elliot.
Yeah, so I've seen some pictures. It's coming along. I hope it's ready to go. I hope they have a TCO. We still have about 5 full weeks, so fingers crossed. But it'll just be an easy morning. We'll kick off between 10 and 11, do a little stroll, and then probably wrap things up, by lunchtime. So are you in town?
I'm always in town.
So you'll be with us.
Retail boot camp. That's tomorrow. What is that all about?
Tomorrow from 2 to 4. It's a partnership with the city and the BID.
Can you explain what the BID is again?
That's the special taxing district of downtown Coral Gables, Miracle Mile and a street or 2 north, street or 2 south, banded by Lejeune and Douglas Roads. And so, they have a special assessment that they give to those property owners.
Coral Gables has 1 BID, right?
Just 1.
Some cities have 2 or 3. Like
Manhattan has dozens.
Yeah, and Miami Beach has
Miami has 3. Because they have Wynwood, they have Buena Vista, and they may have 1 other one. So
South Miami didn't have a BID; they had something else.
They had a Merchants Association, which Hans Hughesby used to run, and your good friend and our friend Amy Donner was on that board. I had always hoped that we would do a little bit more because we don't have a BID district, if you will, in the southern part of the Gables, but could probably use one. Hi, how you doing, Tommy? I miss you, Tommy.
There's Steve Bradley from...
Steve is here. Steve, what day is your show? When do you normally do your show?
What's up, guys?
What's happening?
I just got done with my show, Mark.
Oh, I forgot. You get the all-star studio.
Yeah.
And we hang out here in the OG.
Yeah, I've been down a little bit. So what do you guys talk about today?
We're talking about Sun Lab Brewery, the best brewery, in my opinion.
And that's where we met. We met
Come
in your
on
restaurant.
over here. What's your name?
Right,
We talked about Clutch
Keith,
Burger.
Keith,
Talked about how
Hey,
you guys
cheers,
are
guys.
so amazing that you let us do your show.
See, look at these beers. Look at these Sun Lab Brewery. We carry them at Clutch Burger every month.
Tommy!
Okay, talk about Clutch Burger.
Where's Tommy been?
He's working at Clutch Burger full time.
He's my
Clutch Burger, are they
my grill sergeant.
they're a member?
They were members before they opened.
That's how you're supposed to be, right?
I think that's the best way to go.
Mark,
Steven
you
serves on our
Okay,
board
I'm
of
a little
directors.
He has
Oh,
one of the most beautiful voices.
Yeah,
Wait.
I love that you say that
Wait,
with
wait,
your
wait.
voice.
Wait.
I'm very
Steven's on the
jealous.
board.
He's on our board.
Okay, the question I have, this is a very personal
Oh
question.
my!
Okay. Is there a burger named after you in Coral Gables?
I feel like
Ooh, challenge.
we've had them for special occasions.
No, it's not gonna be
No, there's a secret menu, and the Marky Mark is on the
yeah.
menu.
the
Yes.
secret menu.
And you know what it is?
Yeah, it's a double chorizo 305 patty with
It's
extra
naked.
delicious.
It's just two big buns in search of a big piece of meat. No, too soon.
He's coming on the show.
I didn't say it.
All right.
All right, guys.
Very
thanks
nice.
so much.
Hey, see you guys later.
But I will
Later.
say this: he debuted it. I think we did it for a Small Business Saturday. But more importantly, I'm really into the lamb burger. He turned me on to that,
Anyway,
and I love it. All right, big guy,
Hey,
and you're welcome for the shout out from the press conference last week.
Hey, who called?
Clutch.
I called right
He
away.
called me right away. Grant told me.
Well,
love you guys.
It's
Hey,
all
Steve.
for the love.
Real teamwork
I feel like
is
your
naming a
beard's getting
burger after
redder.
him.
I feel like your beard is getting redder.
All right, guys. See you later.
All right.
You know, one great thing about Clutch Burger, it member, involved, supports the community,
All of the above.
everything. It's a lot of checks.
Yeah, I think, Steve has always been that way, even when he worked previously for the bowling alley. He wanted to be fully integrated into the community. He did that out in Doral. And what's nice about working with him is that you never feel like you have to ask. You start to pitch an idea, he goes, here's what I can do. And he reads your mind, and he's just very generous.
Yeah.
And
We
we need businesses like that now with each other as much as with
correct.
the chamber.
And chamber members, whether you're a chamber member, you need to work with your partners.
Yes.
Your small businesses, large business, got to work together to better. I love the saying, live, work, and play in Coral Gables. It's not just Coral Gables, because Coral Gables is the center of Dade County now. It's a huge
agree.
thoroughway.
It's so central, not only in the county, but where the businesses have migrated to. We have a very strong footprint of, service-based firms, multinational firms, trade offices. I think people come into Coral Gables more now during a given work week than they ever did before. And that's even, in the light of an improving pandemic. So, I think as you heard Mayor Suarez talk today, he has invited all of the mayors, all of his local partners to be part of the journey that they are on in the city of Miami. And certainly Mayor Lago embraces that.
I love the word journey, because we are. And Coral Gables is right up there. I tell people all the time, where should you go? You don't need to go to South Beach. You go to Coral Gables, you park, whether you're safe or not, you feel safe. The police
Yes.
are everywhere.
There's a lot of great presence. I think
They're watching your car. You better pay your parking ticket. Give me your ticket.
Well, what I like is that, when you leave the front door of your office or your home, there's something within a very short distance for you, whether it's a restaurant or retail. I hope folks are already thinking about holiday shopping. This supply chain challenge is real. And so it's funny. I was at the market the other day, and
Which one?
Milam's.
They
and
just
my
redid it.
niece,
They just redid
beautiful. It's almost complete. Good job, Max Milam and family. But my niece really loves for Thanksgiving, the green beans with the little French onions on top. And I started worrying that maybe there'd be a supply chain issue. So I immediately bought 2 or 3 boxes of those. in October, so I'd have them for Thanksgiving on the 25th.
It's going to be at your house?
No, my nephew's going to host. My sister-in-law's coming down. So, we have a tradition.
And mom's not?
No, my mom will probably be with my sister. We have a tradition that started many years ago where we get up at the crack of dawn and we go do the turkey trot. So you kind of earn your meal for the day.
So you run. Is there a turkey trot you're running?
I'll be walking it with my sister-in-law, which is the Baptist Health one that Frankie and team put on for Lifetime over at Tropical Park.
How far walk?
It's 3.2 miles, so I'm a lot more fit than I was.
How long does it take you?
It'll take me just under an hour.
I tell people I walk every day, hour to an hour and a half. I tell people it's not a walk, it's a stroll. I'll talk to a tree just to slow down. Okay.
Yes.
Live events.
Yeah.
It's back.
We have been back for several months now, but we're each month adding back an event that had been virtual for 19 months. So this month we added back the women's lunch in person. It was capped at 30 people. Went great. We'll add back the Impact in person next month. We've been doing the breakfast since July, Wind Down Wednesday since last December. And
Wind Down Wednesday is really a great one because it's outside and for people that join the Coral Gables Chamber, if you haven't joined it, just come to that one. It's all new members.
We think so.
It's all new people. And if I think
we're thrilled, and we'll probably do the Tronos hybrid at least through the end of the year, and we'll bring back the trustee luncheons probably in January.
Yeah, again,
how many
new members you get this month?
We've got a little more than 3 business days left, and I think Jennifer advised me we were at 28.
These are new people, not renewals.
These are new members.
Wow.
That includes 3 trustees. She's hoping to close another 1 or 2 and then bring in a few more members. So
you have
pretty cool.
You have a walk coming up on Saturday, a tour.
Yeah, we're doing an architecture tour. So our goal, short-term, long-term, is to really activate our Welcome Center. So it isn't just people coming in and picking up materials, asking questions, planning a trip to the Gables, or if they're having visitors come in. It's to create activation. So Activation 1 was opening it a year ago in October. So to celebrate that 1 year, we're doing our first walking tour. We've partnered with the American Institute of Architects Miami chapter, Cheryl Jacobs and her team, Colleen and Jose. George Neary is going to be our first tour guide. His company Tours Are Us. And so they put together a script. It's about a 90-minute walk. Saturday, 10 a.m. to about 11:30. We'll have some of our staff on hand. So you can come in if you're a senior 65 or older, or you are a kid 8 and under. Then you're welcome to join us at no cost. And then we're charging a nominal fee for anybody else, I think $10.
What did your girlfriend write in there?
She's telling you how to register because we do it through our
the one before that.
Oh, hi, Gio. She says she has FOMO. I want to pop in too.
What's FOMO?
Fear of missing out. You live in the FOMO land.
I do?
Yeah, you're worried about missing out.
I don't miss
that
out
like
anything.
a young lady won't look in your direction, or you'll miss her wink, or you'll not get to go to dinner with me, or I went out of town and I didn't invite you.
Okay, so let's finish events you got. Friday at 9 a.m. you have what?
We have our Café Con Chamber. That's going to be at 9 a.m. at Fresh Street, which is the beautiful coffee and breakfast and lunch market.
Where's that?
In the ground floor of Del Monte Fresh Produce. It's one of their amazing. Yeah, it's their concept. So you can go in there and get amazing coffee, incredible fresh fruit.
Is that open for all members?
It's open to the public, and it's open to all members. Our focus is really neighbors. I think we already have 30 or 40 people.
Neighbors, people that are within that area.
They're within the walking distance of that location, which is just half a block off Ponce Circle Park.
Okay, and then you got Reconnect. That's sold out.
Yeah, that sells out very quickly because it's only 38 people. So the minute we advertise it, Lauren Dowling will be speaking from Lowell Realty, and we love Lauren. She's on our executive committee.
She works hard.
She works hard.
I remember when she started with you.
She's super dedicated to.
She worked hard to make it.
She was the past president of Beaux Arts, and that's how I got more involved. Is because she asked me to connect.
And then you have something at Bay 13. When's that?
That's the following week, Wind Down Wednesday, and that'll be at Bay 13. Returning to one of the early days of the pandemic where we were doing outside events. Our first one was at Clutchburger, and then we did a couple of events right there at Bay 13. So thanks, Nick Sharp, Looking forward to that. That already has 30, 40 people RSVP.
Wow. Goals conference?
The annual conference is less than 10 days away. It is the 5th. Today we're on the 26th, so we've got a couple more days this week and next week. And we're just really excited. We normally do that in August. It was paused due to the Delta variant of COVID. And we've got a great lineup. Matter of fact, I would posit to say an even stronger lineup than was planned in August. And it's just worked out. So we're going to have Mayor Daniela Levine Cava. We've got Richard Cregan, the new CEO of Formula One, headlining the breakfast.
Come on.
Yep, we just announced that
He's not from Miami.
I don't know that.
The Formula One, those guys.
Formula One is an international phenomenon. And I don't know, there's a couple of great documentaries out there on like Netflix and Hulu you should watch. My nephew swears by it. He and his wife are big into Formula One. We were supposed to be in Mexico City starting tomorrow. And Formula One was supposed to be there for the weekend, and then they moved the dates.
The Formula One, I remember when they were pushing it, nobody wanted it. And
well, we stole this from Austin, Texas, so it's a big deal.
We were Community Newspapers was one of the few media that was supporting it. And then all of a sudden, the outside, somebody from Texas was running a campaign through Facebook and buying ads saying it's bad for Miami.
Well, because I'm sure they were from Austin, which is where this race used to be. So it's now ours, multi-year deal on the grounds and campus of Hard Rock Stadium. And come and check it out. You can register for our breakfast that morning for $50. Or you can do the whole day for $200. That includes your breakfast, lunch, 6 breakouts, and a cafecito to end the day. We'll be wrapping up around 3:05.
Jim, big event. You got Ron Sheffield, Mary Snow.
Very excited. That's the following Monday.
You're
so
busy.
We used to do Thursday, Friday. Now it's Friday, Monday. That dinner is sold out. The only tickets available are reception tickets, an hour of networking with the who's who of Coral Gables.
And how much is that?
$25.
That's the one I go to.
Come, baby, come. And then we'll have a live auction and honor Ron Sheffield, as you said, and then 3 American in the making. Plus, we're going to be doing something very exciting. It's a secret for Alan Morris and honoring City National Bank on the occasion of their 75th anniversary.
Okay, we talked about membership. Your goal is 6 trustees. What are you at now?
We're at 3 with 28 members overall.
So, times 3 more trustees. Okay.
Yep, today, tomorrow, Thursday, or Friday, ladies and gentlemen. If you're thinking about it, now's the time. And if you join as a trustee between now and Friday, I will throw in a $200 voucher for our annual conference. You'll come as our guest. So that's breakfast, 3 breakouts, lunch, 2 or 3 breakouts, cafecito break. We're honoring Kim Eng, who is the general manager of the Marlins, with our Businesswoman of the Year award named for our first woman chair, Margaret St. Germain. And we just got a lot of exciting things going.
Okay, the last 3 trustees get a $200 coupon, and I will take you to lunch with Mark.
I was going to ask you if we could do a live auction item where it's lunch with you and me.
Anytime.
And maybe you'll throw in a small ad.
I'll throw in big cheese and Arbetters.
All right. It's a road show.
And you go to Arbetters, you can have a Grant Miller hot dog, or you can have tater tots.
Tater tots are my jam. Tro Tots, soon to be named by Dave and team. Let me just remind you, because I've enjoyed it. I've had it. If you buy Grant Miller's hot dog, you're going to be going home hungry.
Okay. We sell, retain, repeat.
That's my mantra to Jen and the entire team. It's sell, retain, repeat. Sell, retain, repeat. Because you got to sell that membership to get them to renew, and then we want to repeat that. And listen, we're blessed. Our retention rate is improving every single month, but it's still not where it was pre-pandemic. So
we're getting there.
Folks, come on back to us. We'll work it out with you. We just want you at the table when these important community decisions are made, and to make sure that we are your ear to the ground.
We all wrapped up?
I think we are. Don't forget, sign up for our annual conference next Friday, November 5th, Hotel Colonnade. An incredible lineup of speakers, including Daniela Levine Cava, Richard Cregan of Formula One. You'll also be hearing from Ron McGill, a few other great leading voices. Johnny C. Taylor, who is the head of SHRM, Society of HR Managers. You come, you'll get his new book, and he'll autograph it for you. So we are never sitting and waiting for things to happen. We are making them happen. at the Coral Gables Chamber of Commerce. And I want to thank you for your confidence in us, your support of us. And if it's not us, then I hope it's a local chamber near you who's doing big things. Ladies and gentlemen, this is our last show of October. Happy Halloween. Go smash some pumpkins, preferably your own. And maybe check out Miami Springs. I'll be there, Sir Elton John, 24/7.
Have a great day.
Be well.